Well, hello everybody. Long time no chat. It's Pete here, and I thought I would make a little video for all my beloved Newfoundlanders back home that are now starting to get their first taste of this mess that's taken the world by storm that you're not allowed to talk about or name or anything. So we will just call this Grandma's Gout. How about that? We won't call it the C word or the V word. We'll talk because, the FDA shuts down every website and every Facebook group that even mentions the words. Um, so we'll call it Grandma's Gout. If you don't want to get Grandma's Gout, what do you do? And, ironically enough, the numbers are coming down in the States now, which is great. And going it's coming down a little bit, I guess, in Canada too, but going up like mad in Newfoundland, which only makes sense because they haven't really had the run up yet. So, but there are a lot of doctors down here that are chirping and talking about different things that you can do to make sure your immune system stays strong, so you don't get grandma's gout if somebody sticks grandma's toe in your nose, eyes or mouth. And I thought I would do. None of this is original content, and I'm a member of a number of Facebook groups where there are doctors that are unbelievably knowledgeable about what you can be taking and what you can be doing to strengthen your immune system during this time. So none of this is my own personal information. I'm just standing on the backs of giants. And I don't really, we don't even in the forums that the doctors, they're not in the forum, but it's people in various forums that discuss the different doctors' philosophies and strategies and all that kind of stuff. And we don't even use the V word or C word in there because Facebook will just pull you down. So, ironically enough, I think it's probably just going to be a matter of time, and everybody's going to get this thing because it's grandma's gout is going around. So it's all about keeping your immune system as strong as you possibly can, so that if you do come in contact with grandma's gout, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, it's not gonna really grab hold to you. And in a lot of, I've been listening to some of the conversations back in Newfoundland now. I don't know what the lady is. There's some lady that's like the virologist and all that, and she seems pretty sharp, but nobody's really talking about your immune system and what you can be doing to boost your immune system. So I'm going to make this really abundantly clear. This is not a political anything. I don't waste 1 second of my life talking about politics and religion. So if I post this video, I don't want to hear one single comment about politics. I don't care. This isn't about that at all. But wear a mask and keep your distance from everybody. Don't touch anything if you go outside. Nothing. Wear rubber gloves if you have to. Sanitize the living hell out of your hands. Every time. I was somewhere the other day for the first time in a year that I had to touch something with my hand. Oh, I remember what it was. I was taking a load of boxes in a UPS, and I only had one glove left in my car, and I was holding the trolley with that glove, and I had to open the door, and the box were so heavy, and I had a sleeveless shirt on, so I literally had to take one pinky finger and open the door to UPS and go in. And it was just like I put my hands in a piece of poo. I was just completely disgusted with myself. And I went right back to the car and I just sanitized the hell out of my hands and don't want to catch grandma's gout. So anyway, long story short, every Newfoundlander can really do so much to keep themselves healthy just by one trip to Costco. And what a lot of these doctors whose forums I'm in are talking about, they're really talking about the same thing. one will have one thing that's different, another one will have another thing that's different, and you can certainly get into all that stuff if you want, but the end result is the same. Vitamin D, vitamin A, zinc, and vitamin C, and quercetin. Now you can literally go. You might not be able to get quercetin at Costco, but everything else you can get at Costco, and it's a dime a dozen. It's dirt cheap. I have so many. Oh, good Lord, I've got so many vitamins here. It's not even funny now. I'm not telling anybody to take my vitamins. You take whatever vitamins you want. Vitamin A, 10,000 imperial units. Zinc is 100 milligrams. Vitamin D3, 10,000. And in addition to that, I've got. These are not really in any. These are in gelato tins, but that's 1,000 milligrams of time-release vitamin C, and then I make my own quercetin by encapsulating powder. So, if you take that every single day, my whole family has been on these specific D. Not the brand. We've been taking 10,000 D, 10,000 A, 100 zinc, and quercetin every single day since this started for a year straight now. We're also taking andrographis and skullcap, which seems to be upstairs. Yeah, it's upstairs. So that stuff is upstairs, and that's a tincture. And honestly, if you take this stuff every single day, your chances of getting grandma's gout, wink wink, is very small. And then if you do get it, just overdose on it. Just really double up on everything and just take as much as you need. Now, there's preventative and then there's if you get it, right? So if you get it, grandma's gout starts in your mouth, this gout, and works its way down the back of your throat. Once it starts working its way down your back of your throat and it gets in your lungs, you've got all kinds of problems. Not impossible, far from it, but it's a little bit more tricky. And there are a couple of things that you can take that will help you. So what I do with the kids and Sarah and myself, we take sanitizers all over the place, and we also take propolis and HOCl. Now, there's one specific doctor that's very keen on propolis and HOCl and says, if you get it, just start spraying your eyes, nose, and mouth with HOCl, and it just knocks granny's gout out on contact. So this stuff is not expensive. I've actually got a nebulizer for HOCl, because if it gets into your lungs, you can nebulize HOCl down into your lungs, and I have a specific nebulizer for that. And then I have another nebulizer for propolis, and you can nebulize propolis and HOCl. All this stuff is on the internet if you need to find it. And then there's there's 3 or 4 things that people are talking about that you can take if you get granny's gout. The first of which is the cheapest and easiest, and believe it or not, you can buy it anywhere, like Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada or anything, and that's Pepcid AC. Pepcid AC has, I can't pronounce the main ingredient. It begins with an F, and it's femibitazole or something like that. It's weird. But it alkalizes your body. And apparently, if you get granny's gout, the way to keep it from replicating is to alkalize your interstitial fluids of the body, and it can't replicate. Now, they say 2 tabs a day of the extra strength stuff, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and you do that for 5 days, and it's your body is alkaline, and it won't replicate. The other stuff that people have talked about that actually works well is the hydroxychloroquine for granny's gout. Ivermectin is another one, which is actually a horse dewormer, and the Pepcid AC. So there's a number of things that you can take if you happen to come in contact with granny and you get her gout. But again, the strongest offense, I guess, is a good defense, or good as best defense. I'm a hockey guy, not a football guy. But I mean, the A, the D, the C, the zinc, and the quercetin is what you want to be taking every single day. If you take that, you're golden. I mean, you're going to have such an easy time if Granny sticks her toe in your nose, eyes, or mouth. Um, I've got more different types of propolis and sprays than you can shake a stick at. This is a bottle of propolis spray. It's from Europe. Not the best tasting stuff in the world by any stretch of the imagination. But the other thing is HOCl, and this is it's a topical that you can spray on your body. It's good for sanitizing, but it's also good for mucous membranes. So the kids go to school with a bottle of this every day, and they once a day a couple times a day will spray their eyes, spray it up their nose, and spray it in their mouth, particularly if they've coming in close contact with anybody. So I don't know how much of this news is buzzing around our beautiful province of Newfoundland. Sorry, I'm putting everything back. But it's all the information is out there, and the zinc is the key. Take zinc and quercetin. D is also hugely important, but remember, D is fat soluble, right? Not water soluble. So you have to have it with some sort of fat. Take it with coconut oil or whatever. The other thing with D2 is once it starts getting into your cells, it can throw off your sleep cycles. It screws with your melatonin somehow. I've read a study on it that it messes up your melatonin and it screws up your sleep cycle. So it's best not to take it at night. Take it in the morning with some fat, not on an empty stomach. Take it with take a little scoop of coconut oil or any kind of oil or whatever you want, and have it with food. And then take the 10,000 D, 10,000 A, 50 to 100 zinc, and then quercetin on top of it. And then the andrographis and skull cap is just a couple of pipettes of tincture if you want to take that. It tastes disgusting. But again, these are all so you really go to Costco and you can buy all this stuff for next to nothing. And it will hugely impact your body's ability to deal with Granny's gout, should you bump into it. But again, it's going to come and go. It's already starting to come and go down here stateside. I hate the fact that Newfoundland has it, and because we're really a fishbowl, and it's gonna go like a house on fire if people aren't careful, because Newfoundland is a fishbowl. It's a bubble, and everybody inside it is in the fishbowl. So, just taking these few simple vitamins, right? You should be taking these vitamins anyway, right? I mean, it's just helping your immune system, and it's helping your body. Nobody has enough vitamin D. Nobody gets enough vitamin C. Nobody gets enough zinc. Nobody gets enough anything. Even if particularly with the food situation back in Newfoundland, everything being flown from all over the world, everything is dead long before they put it in the grocery store. And, that's why I made some of my videos on raw live enzymes and sprouting and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's about it. I just see everybody freaking out back home, and I hear this woman talking on the Facebook all the time, or buddy's asking for his wife to bring him a beer, which was kind of funny. But I don't really hear anybody talking about, what you can be doing to mitigate your chances of getting it. And there are so many things that you can do. So, I hope I haven't mentioned anything that's going to get this video hauled down or anything. I just wanted people just to be aware, right? It costs you literally nothing to pop 10,000 IU of DNA and a couple thousand milligrams of C and some zinc and some quercetin a day. It takes you a minute, and it greatly, greatly improves your body's ability to deal with Granny's gout. So anyway, there's not much news. Everybody is, everybody down here is cooped up just like everybody else is, and wearing masks and social distancing, and the numbers are coming down, so that's awesome, right? And I hope it's not long that the numbers come down in Newfoundland, because I have got to get my butt back to Newfoundland. I haven't gone this long without being home in my entire life, and it's really getting to me now. So anyway, stay safe, everybody. Use common sense, but take these vitamins, please. And if you do happen to come down with it, Granny's gout, Pepsid AC is the current thing now, and you don't even need Pepsid AC. You can just buy the main ingredient. It's like you would have enough for your entire street for $10. So buy it and have it on standby. But outside of that, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people back home knew this information, and just go to Costco and buy it. Go and buy CAD. D and zinc and Kirsten, and start taking it on a daily basis. It takes you 1 minute, and then you really are in good shape. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Best of 2021 to you, and I hope it isn't too long before I get my butt back home and see people. So take it easy, everybody. Here's to a great year, and everybody stay safe out there.